Young, beautiful, energetic and ready to conquer the world of fashion. Glamour is her everyday life, from fashion magazines to strutting the catwalks of Dubai. She's one of Kenya's beauty queens, with big dreams of getting to the high streets of fashion.
It's been wonderful. I like fashion. I like to feel fabulous. That's why I do what I do. And yeah, I enjoy it very much. I like to travel when we have different shows. So yeah, it's all been good.
Grace Makosewe is a fashion editor with True Love, one of East Africa's top women's magazines.
This is my first experience of African fashion, and I like it. I like the reason why I'm in Kenya is because Kenya is home for me. So the African fashion that I know is way back and from reading and hearing about it and studying it. And so far, it's not that bad. We're going to get there eventually. I'm finding that people are a bit more open now about fashion. Like now the mohawk is in it. Everybody in Nairobi is wearing the mohawk.
The African culture is rich with color and style.
Africans have used fabric to express different things from time immemorial. So for example, in Ghana you have the kente, in Kenya we have the kanga. So for me, African fashion is about the fabric. At the moment, people are using African fabric to turn and make it look very contemporary. So now you'll find a dress made in a kanga, whereby in the olden days, they would just tie it around them just to hide their nakedness. So for me, African fashion starts with the fabric, and then you go on to the beading and adorning your body with body marks and paintings and things like that.
Fashion magazines have played a key role in the growth of the modeling industry, which was for a long time dominated by the catwalks, and now models are cashing in on the fashion pages.
Let's say African Woman magazine. Now we usually have designer spreads and themed spreads, fashion spreads. So in the designer spreads, we select local designers whose work we can just promote, show what it is that local designers have, showcase local talent. And then in the themed spreads, we show the trends that are going on.
But it is a cutthroat industry. And soon, younger and prettier models take on the stage. What is behind the curtains of the glitz and glamour?
So much of it is about build and height. But I think everyone knows when a really tall, very slender girl walks into a room, generally people tend to look at her. And it's about the kind of woman that really everyone will look up if she walks into a restaurant. So is that X factor? In terms of the industry, it changes all the time what they're looking for. So you're never quite sure what the next look is going to be. And it's hard, of course, to keep up in Kenya.
And fashion gurus here have had to be innovative.
This year we've called it, it's called the CFC Stanbic Bank Catwalk Challenge. And the idea is that we're actually going to cast it in the morning, starting at 8 o'clock, and we'll close the doors at 9:30, and then we have to select 15 girls out of all those entrants as finalists. Then we're going to transport them to the venue, which is the Karen Country Lodge, and we are going to try to transform them to appear on the catwalk that night. We're going to have to train them, fit them, make them over in a really small margin of time. So it's going to be one heck of a challenge to the organisers, to the models themselves, how they're going to cope with this high-stress day, which is very representative of what it's actually like on the international modelling scene.
How have local fashion agencies stayed afloat in this small market?
Well, I started as a model. I was more interested in fashion modeling. But at the time, all the agencies that were there were mostly casting agencies for advertisements and whatnot. There was nothing that was really inclined towards fashion modeling. So I decided, since that's what I'm really into, I may as well start a modeling agency that does mostly fashion.
I think the biggest impact that has happened to Surizuri was when we joined forces with Ford models to run the Ford supermodel search in Kenya.
What are the expectations of the industry?
In Kenya, people don't take it so seriously, but of late it has become something you can hold on to. Because in some years back, you couldn't even depend on modeling. You get some funny cash, you can't even help yourself. But nowadays it's improving a little bit better. But in Europe, definitely it's a full-time job.
Better pay, especially in Africa, you know, because I believe there's so many talented girls around here, and I would love them to go up and up and up. Yeah, I think better payment would be, you know, better for us all. Yeah.
There, to me, means being able to make a good living out of fashion, you know, whereby our fashion designers are internationally known. Our models, at the moment we have a few Kenyan models who are internationally known, but for the local models to be able to make money and live off of modeling.
The allure of the good life and the endless possibilities of entering the global fashion scene has seen many young girls put their best foot forward. It is a world that sells a dream of beauty, money and fame, and Kenya is slowly working its way up, giving a chance to the players within the industry to blossom and grow.